Hey everybody, welcome back to another Dungeon Quest video. And today we are going to continue doing Steampunk Sewers, and then we're going to get to Nightmare. We are level 124, right? We have like a few more runs until we get to Nightmare. Oh yeah, it's gonna be pretty easy until I actually try Nightmare, but who cares? Anyways, before we start, just make sure that you are subscribed and make sure you turn on the notifications so you get more quality content. So yeah, with that, I'm going to sell some more stuff because why not? Oh yes, profit. Okay, so we have 266 million gold. Well, I am going to at least save some gold. I'm going to save some gold until we actually reach Nightmare, and then we can actually get items. Oh wait, that is actually not possible. Whatever. We're gonna save like 30 million for the time being, even though that's probably gonna be nothing. It's gonna be like a head start. Okay, boom. Wow, we reached 327 spell power. Yay! Oh yay, we reached 1.2 million. That's terrible! Come on, this is actually what I want? No, of course not. This is like absolute terrible. But either way, we're still acing this dungeon with ease. Okay, let me tell you that. We're doing so well. Okay, we have aced it with ease. And now we're almost ready for Nightmare. Oh yeah, look at that spider. That robot? Why? Why is it called a robot? Like, look at it. It's a machine. But why do they specifically have to call it bot? They're purposely trying to make it sound less intimidating than it actually should be. Yes. Yes, those guys have fallen to the ground. It's like they had like popped tires. Okay, actually I feel like we are doing so much better than last time that I can't even speak. Okay, the timer is just off the charts. OMG, look at the void spheres. They're doing so much damage. This is so good. They're shooting upwards. Jump, jump, jump. You can see them shooting upwards. Wow, this is hysterical. Yay, we killed him. Okay, so far for the past few days I have been doing AT. I have been grinding almost like every night as much as I can, which is only like for like about 1.5 hours per day. That is not a lot. That's only like 5 runs per day, which is actually exponentially slower. And I hate that. Many people just play like 5 hours straight while I only play for like 1.5 hours per day. What can go wrong? Many things. You have to do like a lot of runs in order to actually get good jobs. So basically you have to do like around 50 runs or so to get like an actual good job, and like every 30 runs or so you get like either like a gray triton or something and stuff like that, which is pretty terrible if you ask me. If it's a green triton, then I would be happy to use it, but it'll take like years for me to actually get good stuff if I only play or do 5 runs per day. Ooh, what happens if I use Starfall? Yes. Wow, this is actually terrible. Bye. Yay, epic loot. Okay, so one thing I have noticed when you're dodging is that the greatest tip that I can teach you about dodging is preparation. It's basically predicting what happens next, what move happens next. You have to physically prepare for that. Now this mainly works only for like mobs, like for example those pylons and the spirits. But like for RNG, it doesn't really work as well. But at least you can prepare for it, that's the thing. And if you do prepare for it, you will you find a way to actually dodge it before you actually execute the plan, which is pretty good. So you won't have to use your reflexes all as much. And that's like a tip that I really find helpful for Aquatic Temple. The other day I actually soloed Nightmare, so that's the thing. Basically what happened was that, oh, I just didn't die as much. Well, that was basically it. I got to the sea serpent, I was like, oh god, no. And then I found a true master tip. So for the rings part, that's like one of the hardest parts of the boss. You wait until the lasers nearest to you flashes, and then you go to the place where that laser flashed. So you go like up and down and up and down in that motion to prevent yourself from actually getting hit by those lasers. It gets pretty interesting, but this technique has been used by many people. So basically, I recommend you to watch Duke Fishron's video of this. It's actually where I got that inspiration. I think that it is impolite to say that it all came up in my head, even though that it was actually his. And many other people too. It's weird how I find like the second bosses of each dungeon, or almost every dungeon, to be like the quote-unquote hardest. I mean, it could make sense to multiplayer, like when you're like playing with a group, but for soloing, some of these bosses can be easy. For example, the Colvimar, or the Colvinar, I think. So basically, the Underworld second boss can be easy if you're soloing, but can be hard if you're playing with a group. And the same is for the second boss in the canals and so forth. Okay, and it's pretty interesting because I have not really observed the difficulty of each boss, but I did notice a pattern that in which if you do raids with people, then the second boss is like the part where most people die. I mean, the second boss is pretty hard for me actually, but the second boss for Aquatic Temple actually gets a lot of people. Probably because of that one-shot move, but still. I think I can handle it. It's just that, healers are actually very important. I find the one-shot move to be, like, pretty easy to dodge. I mean, everybody says this. The hardest parts for me for the second boss is the Sunburst and the Rings. Okay, we have 106. Terrible. Yay. Terrible upgrade, but still. Now, the thing is that when we get to Nightmare, we can get rid of that Hextech pole arm and then just wait for a new staff to arrive. We're like halfway there, so if we basically upgrade it to max, then that means that the base pot for the nightmare items are going to have the same stats as the maxed X-Tech pole arm. It's more like, wow, I just wasted my gold. Total inefficiency. And one thing that actually throws me off for the second boss is it's the shaking, okay? What happened was basically, this is like one story in which I was just playing Aquatic Temple with some random people in a Discord raid. And then the second boss was like, I am going to make the camera of each player shake so that they will become distracted. And then I will get them with the one-shot move. And that's basically what happened, and that's how I died. It was the most miserable thing in my life. Because here's the thing, when the camera shakes, and you're using shift lock, it can actually be pretty bad because your character might like switch sideways, so your camera will like face the other way like instantly. And I noticed another hard part for like a Discord raid group or whatever. The final room before the Sea King. So basically what I'm describing is those guards, and there are 5 of them, and basically if one goes to aggro those guards, then the guards will like make those circle things. So basically if you step into those, you're like instant one-shotted, which can be pretty hard to dodge. What you have to do is literally just stay pretty far away. I think it was the same for VC too. It's usually like around the final part where people just start screwing things up. I don't know which was harder. Was it the Lava King or the Sea King? I think the Sea King is like harder, but in a way it wasn't like as that hard as, what was it? Lava King in some ways. But the Sea King overall has like a more consistent difficulty, because like the real hard part was the chain and when the lava walls come up, which can be pretty hard. But I mean the Sea King, like the hardest part is probably the rings, and maybe the part where he starts shooting tracking circles all over the place with that little bubble explosion. But what gets most people, however, is actually the lines. And this is why I just started developing a new strategy, which is when you're running away from that orb circle move thing, then you should go for the green safe zone to remove that bubble thing around you. And basically what that does, if you don't already know, is it prevents one of those tracking lines from coming underneath you, thus removing some of the stacks. that may come and haunt your life forever. I mean, nobody does that these days. They don't really care at all because we have healers. But if you don't have healers, then it can become deadly. I have gotten one-shotted by those lines before, many times actually. It was not pretty at all. But anyways, it was pretty sad. And one thing that probably makes me die like the most is either like the second boss one-shot move, the stacked lines, and before all those, probably just me not paying attention at all. The thing is, always pay attention, and then you 100% win every time. Oh, and then there was one thing in which I was actually questioning way before I actually found out the reason. If you are late to the second boss, it is best that you do not run to there, or else you're gonna get like one-shotted, but you should actually stay in this one corner. And that one corner prevents you from getting one-shotted by that one-shot move. Interesting, right? Very interesting. I tried this and it was actually very successful. Yeah, oh, and actually I got that from Moss King, so yeah. So before I realized why he was staying at the corner, I was like watching one of his streams, and like almost every run, he was standing in that one corner. I was like, why? Why would you do that? And then later, when he actually discussed his reasonings for staying in the corner, I was like, ah, yeah, that makes total sense. Very total sense. Forgive me for my accusations. It was something that I actually didn't know until this very moment. And what about the first boss? The first boss. Oh, yay, we leveled up. Perfect, we can do Nightmare after this. So basically, the first boss is like, yeah, it's kind of in the middle. You know, it's pretty difficult. I mean, unlike the first boss of VC, it was actually pretty easy once you have a speed spell. But anyways, the first part, the first boss is actually pretty hard because there's lots of RNG. You know, with those little lines of sawing and like those cutting things that like slice the ground, those are easy to dodge if you actually are very lucky. And other times, one of the hardest parts for me especially is probably those white orbs. They're just very annoying. And if you don't know how to dodge them, then you're gonna get instant one-shotted. Well, not instant one-shotted, but you're gonna be dead. Now, usually this is not a problem if you have a healer, or if you're on like a really good raid or something. But basically, if you're soloing, this can be actually very dangerous, because if you don't know how to dodge, they would just literally hurt you so hard you're gonna cry for depression. But to be honest, I like these bosses. These bosses actually give a sense of true lore. I didn't really like the name at first because I found it to be not so intimidating. I mean, it's just aquatic temple. I think it's just because of the connotation. The connotation is something that I didn't really like. Oh my god. He survives. Okay, yes. True Dungeon Master right here. Please subscribe. The thing is that when we get to Nightmare mode, it's going to be like really hard. I think in Nightmare they're going to do like, the mobs are going to do around 600,000, but I'm not so sure. I think they may do a little bit more than that, which means we're going to have to change our skill points. But if we do that, then it's going to be really hard for us to actually kill them in time. So either way, it's going to be pretty hard, and I might have to resort to being a glass cannon. And I don't want to do that, okay? Yay. Yay. Okay, well, that was a wonderful conversation. Okay. OMG, we're not doing volcanic. We're doing nightmare mode. Steampunk sewers, specifically. Yeah, I was so used to doing volcanic chambers back then. I would like actually solo volcanic chambers before I actually tried to play with groups. But now, all I do is just play with groups. It's like the total opposite, because now aquatic temple's like really hard to solo. Way harder to solo than VC. VC was actually quite easy because the mobs are actually like such straightforward. I hate this. What can go wrong? The mobs have like 68 billion. Well, at least that's what I'm going to hope for or expect. But I hope it is actually lower or something, or about the same. But if not, then we're going to resort to the next plan, which is to wait for daily. Okay, we'll at least get a mage chestplate for the most part, and a good weapon. Now, all we need is a mage chestplate. A mage chestplate will be 100% better. Wait. Ha, They actually nerfed it. Yes. Ah, okay, now this is what I can expect. 55 billion. Okay, Cyclops Siege Bot. Ha! I scoff at the name. Okay, we have to be extremely careful about this. They can actually do damage. I mean, the boss, I don't think has been nerfed at all, which is very interesting. Oh yeah, the second boss is going to be so hard. You will not understand. OMG! Did you see that? The hammer and spinner bots got caught on the ground. I think they, like, stopped. Wow, that was actually very funny. OMG, we're actually getting so much XP. We're getting so much XP. We're already at, like, 79 billion. 79 million. Very good question. I think we're still doing very terrible. But we're, like, halfway there, and we have, like, 5 minutes. What can go possibly wrong? Many things, actually. Okay, we're made it to the second boss. This is gonna be the Battle of the Ages. Okay, we actually do absolutely nothing. What is this? Oh wait, we're actually crushing him. No! No, I got stuck. No. No, the timer. I hate this. Oh god, it's coming back. No! I survived all of this time until I got dead twice. I think we're gonna make it to the final boss, but I don't think we are able to beat it. Oh, close battle. This is gonna be a close battle. Okay, we're doing this. We're doing this. We were so close. No, no, no. It teleported us back. No. Okay, we failed. It was all because of the second boss in which he tried to deny me. It's his fault, but we were so close. You should have seen. I thought we were going to do exponentially well. No, 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 not the fighter bots, not the pillars, not the camera. Don't deny me, camera, please. If you're not careful, those pillars can deny you. Yay. We got him down without getting hit. We are at the final boss with 2 minutes left. Yay, we did it! Good job. We did it with true ease, OMG. But anyways, we have a cutlass, and it's 10 times better. But the thing is that I'm not going to upgrade this because I think this is actually a really bad staff. So what I am going to do is I'm going to wait until I get daily, and then I am going to upgrade a better weapon. And I might sell this one. OMG, when we got to the final boss in Nightmare for the first time, I was like, can we do it? And then I realized, actually, yeah, we can do it. And then we actually beat it with ease. So, one thing you should learn is that don't die and actually upgrade your stuff. Yeah, I'm going to save about 40 million. Yeah, 40 million. Wow, wait, that actually did nothing. I thought we were going to get a legendary. But the thing is that you can't just hope for the best every single time. That never works, okay? So that is it for today's video. Make sure you go and subscribe and turn on notifications for more epic quality content.